Once there was a couple. They were expecting a child. The wife saw a plant behind a wall that belonged to a witch, and she said, "I need those plants or else I'm gonna die." And the husband said, "Don't worry, honey, I got it for you." And she said, "Thank you so much." And so he decided he must go get that plant for her to eat so that he wouldn't have to risk the baby. And off he went. He reached the wall that was hiding the witch's place. So he climbed over it. Bloop. He walked in and he found the exact plant that his wife had described. He picked it and took it back to her. He presented it to his wife, who thanked him greatly. Then she ate it. Now, of course, the witch wasn't happy that he had stolen from her, and so she decided to pay them a little visit. "Oh, what did you do? You stole my plant." "No." "Yes, you did. I saw you. I shall have your newborn child." "What? You can't have our newborn." "Oh, but I will." "No." The newborn was born, and the parents knew that it was time to give her up. The witch showed up and demanded that they give her the baby as promised, and so they had to comply. She raised the child as her own and locked her away in a tower where she grew her hair really long as the only way to access it. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," she would say, as then she'd climb into the tower and they would spend some time together. A prince heard that, and so the prince heard her singing as well and wanted to try it out himself. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." "What? Who are you?" "I'm the prince." "Oh, that's great." "I'm coming up, okay?" "Alright, fine." So they met, they fell in love, and he promised her that he would come back the next day. Next day as well, of course, the Wicked Witch had to show up. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel." They went up, spent some time together as mother and daughter, and then got into a fight about the prince, and she said, "Yo, I'm gonna make him bleed," and left. So then the prince came back, and he's like, "Rapunzel, I'm back." And she was like, "Oh, my darling prince." And he climbed right up, and she warned him about what his grandmother or witch was going to do to him. And he said, "I'm not afraid, I'm a man." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And so then he had to leave. And then the next day, the witch came back, and she was like, "I put my plan in motion." And Rapunzel, she knew she had to warn him. The witch was planning to do something. "Rapunzel," he announced. As he was climbing up, the witch cut her hair and sent him falling all the way down into a prickly bush with prickles, and it poked his eyes out, and he was blind and he couldn't see again, and he was destined to walk back and forth forever, wondering where Rapunzel went. And then Rapunzel finally got out of the tower, her hair cut and everything, and she walked up to him, and she started crying on his eyes, and the tears of love brought back his eyesight, and he was able to see again. "Yay! Yay!" And they kissed. It was gross. And so then she had an idea, and she's like, "Let's go see my parents." And he was like, "All right." And so they went to see her parents. The parents were sitting around, never thought they'd see their daughter again, when up walks, what, who, Rapunzel? It was a happy, joyous reunion. And then she said, "Mom, Dad, I gotta introduce you to someone." And the prince walked in, and they were even more happy because now they had money, and that's what life is about.